first item in my OT toolkit is a sticker book. Sticker books are an excellent item to reinforce and reward good effort and behavior in therapy. Stickers can also help a child work on fine motor skills, such as practicing a pincer grasp to peel off a sticker and place it on a paper. Stickers can also be used in activities to promote bilateral coordination and crossing the midline. The next thing I'd have in my toolkit is a bitty bottom, and a bitty bottom is for children who have a hard time sitting still in school or in therapy. And a bitty bottom feels like sort of a deflated air pillow with a lot of little marbles that roll around inside. So children who have difficulty staying still and would like to continue to seek movement would be a good sensory experience for them, and without being disruptive to others around them. And I think it could also be used for a warm-up for fine motor exercise, just by moving all the marbles around. Whiteboards are great to use because you can work on a variety of fine motor activities. So a therapist might start with pre-writing shapes and have the child color in those shapes. And when they're doing that, it's a great idea to really watch their grasp for handwriting. It's pretty easy to see on such a large marker. And as well, the therapist might also draw lines on the whiteboard, or they don't have to draw lines. And they can easily erase using an eraser, so the child doesn't become frustrated when they have to, when they make mistakes. My next super exciting item in my toolkit would be Play-Doh. Play-Doh can be used for fine motor activities, so warming up your hands, rolling out snakes. I made this Play-Doh. You could also use Theraputty, which does have different pliability strength, but I think homemade Play-Doh sometimes is a little bit more affordable. You can add scent to it if you wanted to make it a sensory experience, and I added tang to this one. And it's also great to practice scissor skills with, so if you have the child roll it out into a snake, they can practice scissor skills. Next item I'm fresh out of. They don't really sell too many bubbles in the wintertime in Canada, but bubbles can help to calm an upset child or help that child get to know a therapist. I think it's also a great activity for upper extremity range of motion, so if a child was swinging their arm when they were making the bubble, in popping the bubble, it could also be for range of motion, finger isolation, eye tracking and scanning, balance, crossing the midline. So all those things are happening when you are trying to pop the bubbles. Another item in my toolkit is a puppet. So puppets can be used for shy children to help them open up to a therapist. And they also can really help build a child build hand and finger strength. So this puppet has several areas where a child could put their finger for finger isolation, or they could use their whole hand to make his head move. I think puppets can also be used as themes for activities that a therapist plans, or as a motivator to complete a certain activity. Next thing that I would keep in my OT toolbox would be a variety of coloring, tracing, and cutting pages. So maybe keeping these in a binder. So there's our cutting page. You could even use that as a tracing and cutting page. This is a customizable website called kidzone.com, and I just use my name as an example. So you can put whatever you want on those tracer pages with a variety of themes and coloring pages. So these are all great activities to use for fine motor skills. Also, you'd obviously need a variety of markers, crayons, pencils, different size markers to complete that activity. This is a choice board or a first-then board, and it's used to organize a therapy session. It's similar to a visual schedule, but it only shows 2 activities at a time. Here you could see an example of where a therapist could use a choice board in structuring their therapy activity. First, we climb on the jungle gym, then we practice our writing. Additionally, the therapist can keep all of their pictures of the things in your toolkit and store them on the Velcro strips at the back. Fidget toys get hands and fingers moving, so they're appropriate for fine motor warm-ups. They feel interesting and don't distract others, so this can also be an appropriate toy for using to calm children to help relieve stress. This is a stress ball and this is a fidget toy. They also help children absorb more information in the classroom and provide a calming influence. I also think that a stress ball could be used as a ball in which the child could practice eye-hand coordination, bilateral coordination, and crossing the midline. The final thing in my OT toolkit is a bracelet making kit, and here you can see I have a variety of different beads, large beads, small beads, long beads. I have pipe cleaners for a more stable item for threading, and I have plastic shoelaces, which is a little bit harder for children to use, which grades the activity. A bracelet making kit helps children develop pincer grasp as well as their motor planning and sequencing, and it also helps them develop bilateral hand use.